I don't often get a chance to play against the developers of an RTS just days after they release a game, so I really enjoyed having my Modu's multiple mouth organs eat their Modu's heart bite by bite, and oh, I am getting ahead of myself, let me start over. So this is multiplayer 1v1 gameplay of Moduwar, a brand new and very unique RTS game I showcased extensively in my previous video, which is out now in early access on Steam, and it has been welcomed by players just like you with nothing but positive reviews. That is 100% positive reviews as of the time of making this video. I told you about all the single-player gameplay modes and the unique, fresh elements Moduwar brings to the RTS genre in that video, but one thing I didn't cover was the multiplayer. One of the developers invited us on Discord to come and play with him in multiplayer this first weekend after launch, and I jumped at the opportunity. Just before the match, I asked a few questions about some of the mechanics I wasn't able to read about inside the game. And so in that conversation, I figured out one potential advantage I might have against them. Because you see, while in Moduwar you have your HQ as your heart and the main Modu's organ, which when lost means you have been defeated, you can split all the other organs you grow from it into separate units. But there is an important benefit to keeping organs connected to your Modu's heart, as the heart shares a sort of defensive bonus in the form of tough scales across the organs which are directly connected to it, meaning they can survive longer against enemy Modu's teeth, spit and acid globes. Since Moduwar is based on the core RTS gameplay elements like harvesting resources, making new units and commanding them in battle, despite this totally alien look and a main base that moves, I myself took a while to get used to it and figure out different ways to play it. One way I adapted to this strange organ growing, splitting and merging gameplay is to use my heart organ not as an HQ for making and sending out units, but as a heavy battleship whose weapons get grown on it as it hunts its enemy. So while the developer of Moduwar himself used a more classical gameplay strategy of sitting back with his HQ, his Modu's heart, harvesting resources and sending out a huge wave of spitter organs in a loose formation to attack me, I kept moving my own HQ forward and just leaving dual organs behind to collect resources and bring them up to my moving and hunting organic battleship when they are full. The one disadvantage to this strategy is the way it is executed, because right now, when you combine melee attacking mouth organs and range attacking spitter organs on your main Modu's body, it has a hard time of aligning itself automatically to get mouths into biting range and spitters into, well, spitting range. This is something the devs are working on to improve, and I was able to get around it by using the split command to split off my mouths and send them as dual unit to get into melee range while keeping the range organs right next to my Modu's heart. Since my strategy of moving towards my opponent with my Modu meant I was drawing out my supply lines for extra resources, I made sure to not only attack his harvester unit, but also take over his resource nodes and even cut him off from the rest of the map. Naturally, he saw it happening and focused on my exposed and lone mouth organs, which don't benefit from the heart's extra defenses when separated from it. But my push was relentless and I reached directly to his starting position, where I could see just how different his strategy was. As you can see, he used the Modu's ability to grow new organs to extend his Modu directly towards the starting position's resource nodes, meaning he didn't suffer from resource transportation delays like I did. His resources were being harvested by his mouth organs and directly shared with his heart, which then produced new organs from those resources. He was even able to produce a large organ version of a spitter by using a triangular formation of spitters and then upgrading them to their larger version. Basically, he was stacking up, or the organic version of that meaning evolving up, while I was straight up rushing him with basic organs. He added a brain organ and attempted to use his multiple mouth organs for combat instead of harvesting. This was a last-stand gamble move, as this cut his resource income while allowing his mounts to get into melee range against my speeders. This is the moment the match seemed to be turning around and I felt like I was in trouble. My heart was being damaged and all my new mounts, which I planned to use in melee mode to eat my opponent's Modu's heart and win this match, decided to go and harvest resources instead, dragging my heart away from battle. This is something I gave my feedback on directly after the battle and requested a harvesting mode switch to be added to the heart organ so mounts couldn't abandon an active fight to go harvesting. As you can see from this gameplay, positioning and choice of organs for the current battle situation is key in a multiplayer match in Moduwar. The combat is very dynamic, because with each new base tile you add to your Modu, you're changing its shape and you have to adapt your position as well as the type of organ you will grow on that base tile. This is why this particular match had another turnaround, as my resource denial strategy was starting to pay off and I was able to replace lost organs continuously while my opponent was shrinking and running out of organs to fight with. Destroying an enemy HQ at the end of a match has never been as visceral in any RTS game as it is in Moduwar. For more videos on this and other RTS games, check out the cards on the screen and in the description. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all happy gaming.